Good evening, friends, and welcome to My Addiction. My Addiction is what you're bearing witness to here. This is installment 69 of this particular incantation of the addiction, and it is the third attempt at recording this. The first one, the video didn't record, or rather, it recorded, but all it recorded was the still image. Not so helpful. So I had to throw that out. And the other bit is what you're seeing here in a very condensed, slightly condensed fashion. Yes, but at that time there was no audio. But the addiction goes on. I mean, no matter how much this game punishes me, I come back for more. Cheers. Budvar. Completely decent. Maybe I should be commenting on what's going on here. I'm not sure. We're building different vehicles, and here a train had caused, as usual, a severe interruption to services. It goes on. As you see, there were fuel problems. I don't even remember all what this was about here, but yes, here building a new rail line into the electrical components factory in the hopes that will later help alleviate all the problems that are surrounding it. And I seem to remember that I had quite a few ideas and thoughts about how to signal this up, which was perhaps foolish, probably foolish. It's pretty soon here that I'm about to realize that the audio is has not been recording. It's about 10 seconds to go, I think. And after that, I don't know what happened. It is 2033 now. What will we be joining at? We will be joining it also at 2033. We will be joining just days after this, in fact. And yes, the fuel situation is a catastrophe. This passive overflow system didn't work at all. What that did, it emptied out all our fuel onto a ship, onto this ship, which then went and sold it. And I thought it was working, but it wasn't. So that is depoted for the moment, or docked, I think one should say. Yes, but how goes then the addiction? For one thing, we're recording audio, we're recording that thing, video. It is actually also showing moving pictures of the game. Yes, we seem to be doing all right so far. The addiction then is, yes, you know what? Let's go and have a look over at, here's how it starts. Every single time, Over here, no, not over here, even though this is so dense that it is tempting to not go, to go there. It's tempting to go there. It is hard to not do it. But here we have electrical. Yes, I have shifted around. We don't. We have no workers in here now. I did a calculation on the nuclear fuel. This is the nuclear fuel fabrication area, and we have enough to last us at current consumption, which might go up a little bit, but 45 years is what we have currently in stock regarding the nuclear fuel. So, but electronics we're doing really poorly on, for obvious reasons. And would the problem be that there are no workers? Yes, there would. I think I figured out the trick here that you can do in a situation like this. Although this is actually cheating because the train is actually in there. But if it is often the case that you couldn't. But doing something like that will reset these. If you have a train standing out here, for example, and they are still down, yes, then you can do that and it will allow it to pass. This will not move until there are workers in the rail construction office. There wouldn't happen to be any buses here that are going to the rail construction office, we don't hope. No, let's not hope. So that's not complete yet. Yes, and here we had to do a silly turn thing around a dinky wire that we barely even need. That was not a wise decision. No, so that's also part of... Yes, you see, the population here, 31,800 something. It is bouncing back, but it is not doing so at a great pace. It is sad, the losses of the population that we've had through building this palace of Soviet. Still though, around here we have the... No, this is the hubris part of everything. Here is where we're building just, stuff because we want to. This, for example. Coverino Hospital, this is some enormous thing. This is what that is. We don't have any people living in here yet, and that is still by design. We don't know if we will have any people living in here. I think that there ought to be... yes, look at this. You see, here there is oil things. Didn't I build a substation here? I did. But this is without power supply. Okay. This seems to be high voltage and it seems to be non-functional. Usually serious business when the high voltage is offline, but yes, this supposedly goes here, where there is electricity. Yes, supposedly it does. And then... Well, they managed to build it so it ought to be connected. What's going on here then? Yeah, it goes into this switch. But that is without power supply. It can only mean that that this is not connected. That's the only thing. I think. Isn't it? It ought to be the only thing that it could mean. Well, yes, but that is connected. It's not easy to see. But stuff like this is suspicious. For example, this cannot be constructed. So what we'll do is we'll pay the foreign experts here, the consultants from the east, do it for us. And that should have it pretty much done here. Yes, much better. 9.5 megawatts. What are you talking about? There must be some sort of inrush current. It can't be 7 megawatts through this. What exactly is pulling that sort of power? Nothing. Yes, I think it will settle down here quite soon. Won't it? Will. So, should we try and see if we couldn't build any more insane things here. Insane. Useful things. Nice things. Amphitheater. Wheel of... we have... Isn't it this that we have in Sayov? I think it is this we have in Sayov. A rotunda. They could have a rotunda here in the park. Here. They could definitely have a rotunda. You know, for dancing or what have you. Oh, we could even have it like that. Although this is not really how the footpathing is how you'd like to have it. Now this is more like it. If that would be possible, yes it would. And so would that. Yes it would. Let's see here. There's a lot of on my mind this evening, and you know it has taken so much time, all of this, so I don't even know if I have time for this, to be honest. The time is late, and what the hell? Why am I even doing this? This is sometimes it feels like a waste of time. It is an addiction. Yes, it is an addiction. An addiction is not always no, an addiction is not always, what should I call it? Of gain, not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Gainful is still not the right word, but about that, yes. Right, and more. Then, well, that ought to do something for the rotunda there. Could we have something more? Planetarium, that sounds pretty nice. Oh, that's pretty big too. You can't build it to infrastructure, is it? Though, I think that you can, somewhere in here. Yes, I mean, this will be the touristy area. Not that anyone will come. The game doesn't work like that, but we can still play, play pretend. That's what we have to do when reality fails us. Such is life. Better get used to it. What are we going? As we could do that and then come off here. This is some sort of circle that yes, this is some sort of circle. Because I'm thinking, what is a little bit sad about that is that it creates like zebra crossings all over the place. And I don't like having too many of those. No, it messes with the aesthetic here. But if we could try and get over to, there. Yes. And knock on wood, this seems to be going pretty well to construct the footpathing and the things. This is slow though, for some reason, but it's the way it is. This is missing bricks, boards and steel. Do we have any bricks, boards or steel? Yes, we have like a lot. This is what we have. So it should only be a matter of using all the nice trucks that we have gathered for you. Put here. Yes, and you see the oil field. Yes, the oil field is up and running. We should connect this to railroad for some reason. We could also be paving all the streets in here, all the roads, not all the roads, but the through ones at least. This is not the through road, but it is to a slightly remote area out here and may serve as a back road to something at some point. Should we connect this up to here? I think we should. Yes, this is the Hubris town. Maybe that's what it should be called. For now it is Hubris. Because that's what this is. Or addiction, or both, maybe. And well, what we found out through experimentation is that we could use a broader set of music. We should try this again. This was very nice here. Where was it? As you see, I'm trying to you can look at the Palace of Soviet here while I'm looking for the thing. Yes, this is the one. I like this. I liked this a lot last time at least. And this is on Soviet and Russian version of this. Or is it the original? I don't know. And I'm not going to be a millennial and Google it, because I'm not a millennial. Maybe in the skarv, you know, but certainly it is not only a year. I'd say that year is somewhere, you know, it starts at about 82. That's where you can get millennials, and then it gets more and more certain as you approach the late 80s and even a little bit of early 90s, right? I think. And then I don't know what they call themselves after that, you know. But you know, I'm one of those in-betweeners. So not the 70s people, the Gen, what was that? The Gen Xers. Maybe Gen Zers is what they called us for a while. Gen Y. I'm speaking rubbish, which is a very common occurrence here. And speaking of things going great here regards the construction of footpaths, it has completely locked up for now. Yes, that's what it has. But that seemed to have unclogged something at least. We shall see and try and see if it works out. That's it. This area. Did we have something more we wanted to build while we're around here? Sports playground. No, that's not really anything fun like that. Not nice like that. Monument. Gazebo. Yes, this was for the parks and things. I suppose we should put the public facilities here in the park. It's only fair. Why does it need a road connection? This. Well, fine. You can have it. Pardon me. Since I was punished for trying to build this myself earlier, we shall try and build them again. A lot of this has actually been built. There's quite a bit of construction traffic going through here now. Quite a bit indeed. Isn't there? I mean, it's like a serious amount. That's why we're building so many things, you know, that's when this happens. Are you forgetting about something? I might well be forgetting about something. Who knows what the state is of the kingdom for the moment, but the population is overall increasing, which is a good sign. It is a good sign. How are things doing down here, for example? I think they're doing all right, but they're doing a little bit slow. Like the steel mill, for example. Yes, it's a bit slow. Because we moved a whole lot of people out of Katzincha here, and they staff the steel mill to a great extent. The oil refinery, how is that doing? 130 people. I think that's That ought to be enough for us, you know. Well, there's no train in here waiting for the moment, and there's 400 tons something. That ought to be, yes, that ought to be good. That ought to be good. Yes. That ought to be good. What about here? 10,450 tons of oil were pumped into here for now. And we really don't need it, you know. It's the limitation is within the worker amount in here. If we could get a whole lot more workers in there, we could do great things. But for now, it's enough to keep us floating regarding the diesel situation, and that's all we're going for. That is all we're going for. So, anything else out here that is of, you know, concern or interest or such? Yes, this is of a bit of a concern. Yes, you see, now we have the situation that I was talking about. So this is rubbish. And now, could we fix it by doing that? No, we couldn't. It's still red. You know, seriously, here Beatus Rail Construction Office, you're going to need to get workers in here. Otherwise, we're going to have to give this contract to Oskarshamn, you know. If you can't keep a bit more steady flow of workers. And I bet there are buses here. You know, this is never going to work then, because those are the buses that actually do this. So, you know, let's make sure that we don't have any other vehicle windows open, and then press the magic key to make it disappear. Means that we have to wait a bit longer for this, but in this situation, these things will never get there. Yes, and I was supposed to build a proper bridge here. Right, and in order to be able to do that, I fixed some redundancy here for to be able to tear down the high voltage thing. Did I not? And it is complete. Yes, we can tear down the high voltage thing and build a proper bridge here. Demolish, be careful now here, so we don't demolish more than we absolutely need to. Yes. Yeah, there you go. And now we use this tool instead. It's a bit safer, you know. I'd prefer not to have a level crossing on any of this, you know. Really, I would. But then we have another. That is for the thing down there. That's silly. You know, never mind that one. Let's remove that as well. Now you're getting ambitious here. Apparently so. But we get rid of this crap. This is just in the way, this. Where does it even go? Well, that's a good question, you know. I think it went to that switch. That's a weak, old switch. Then if we try and take a route more like this, it should be less obtrusive to future bridge building plans that we might have here. Like so. Yes. Fund construction from rubles. No. Get going on it. But if we're going to do a bridge all over this, then we're going to need to remove even more road here. Like that, maybe. But there is not enough space here to get, you know, enough of a hill in, I don't think. But this does not need such a luxurious thing. We could get by that, so that would be enough. There we go, and remove this as well. We'll fix that back in later, and then we're going to have ourselves a little hill here. We might have to make it. We don't. It's very, very, very easy to cave over the railroad with this, and you do not want to do that. No, not at all. In fact, very, very easy to do. Again, here we go instead. I think to get this bit of the railroad finished, the most sensible thing to do would be to assign it to Oskarshamn instead. And I think all we have to do is actually to tell you to not do this, and you don't even have any assigned things at the moment. That's good. And let's see then, can we have can we have some sort of road bridge over here? Hill causing obstruction. That looks pretty nice. It's just that it will not be really possible to get the hook on right there as we'd like it to, but we try this. We try this, okay. Yes, we try this. That's too steep, you don't say, but this is not too steep. And preferably you'd go straight to the intersection there. That's going to save. I don't know how much in the long run. Too sharp a turn. Yes, it will be too sharp a turn. Screw it. We'll have a 90 degree here. No. Careful now here. Yes, there we go. And road. Like that. I think that this is starting to look like something. Which is pretty similar to what I was going for. At least it has some resemblance. This road may not be ideal, and they should be able to do a thing like that and get going on it. What was it? 10 million, maybe. That ought to do it, or do something. Is this getting worked on by Oskarshamn? No, is it by Beates? No, not Beates. Oskarshamn, please. Molna might do. As long as they have people working there. Oh, they have Molna is an excellent candidate for this. You see, according to the Steam tracking spyware thing, I have 1,025 hours in this game, or at least the executable has been running for 1,025 hours. And I don't know what happened. What can I tell you? And that's the addiction, It just engulfs you, and you don't know what happens. And you start to vad ska man call it, åsidosätta, not disregard is a bit too harsh, but yes, you don't get to other stuff as much as you should, because you're building a Soviet model railway instead, a virtual one at that. But since, it was also okay to play, yes, the proceeds will not go to me, but there won't be any proceeds. If there would ever be any proceeds of this, I don't even know what I'd say. I'd be very much, what, maybe we'll keep it clean here, and not do something too copyright infringing. No, we'll go back to the Workers and Resources soundtrack and have a bit of the working and singing. And that's what I hope that they'll be doing here when they're building these roads and the bridge eventually. And this railroad. which should be finished pretty soon, I would hope. And this bit will be defunct. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. And I recall now, this should actually be remodeled. Although it cannot be when this is in here. You know what? Go home. Go home. And we'll take this out. Like so, about. And we'll just do this, you know. That's all that we're going to do. We do not need a place to cross over, because there's a single track in that way and they will go. It will work like this. It ought to work like this. And for now we can remove this. It will only hinder the construction here for the moment. Right. This will also hinder the construction, not construction, but this will hinder traffic, because this construction area will be part of the roundabout, and that's not good to have. So that's why we'll try and block it off. This may cause issues, but it has the promise, at least, to cause fewer issues than we would otherwise have, I think. I would think, yes. So, what do we have then? Oh, out here something is without fuel. Is it again? It is you. You have started having this problem recently. We cannot have it like this. This is no good. You know, there's a gas station here. Do I have to build an even closer one? Or is there something wrong with this one? It has electricity, it has fuel. There is nothing wrong with this one. You're just grumpy. Do we have a road vehicle depot around here somewhere? Yes, this is one. So you can go there for a little bit, and then you know what? You're not going to go there. Cancel, go to depot. Will do at an appropriate time here. And apparently I need to build a fueling station even further out. This doesn't make sense, because that's not so far away, you know. You know what it might be? It might be that it is not possible to actually turn around here. We shall do a few of these here things, places for it to be able to turn around if it decides it needs to go and have a refill. And it did, and again forgot about doing it on the way out, which happens. Then it shall have the possibility to turn around. Now we do that, and you get that back, and then you have a think about it, and then you realize that there is a gas station right down the road. And this might help. I hope. We could even do more. We don't even need to do it still like that. We could just have a little bit like so. A little bit like so. And a little bit, it is a little bit of a ways. But I don't feel like this should be a problem. That's where you need to go. Well, it is a good chunk. What was it? 2.5 kilometers per one of these squares, and it's about 3 kilometers. And I mean, my rough guesstimate of the scale here in the game is at least times 10 for certain things, such as distance. Although it doesn't make sense all the way, but something. And in that case, it would be like but it's still, it would only be 30 kilometers, and then, you know, no, you're a rubbish driver. That's all that it is. and you have been doing this route since forever. This is the only route you've ever known, and you know very well that this is the last gas stop that you have before you get to Pellerud. And then you have to get back here again. So please be a bit more clever about it. You see, this is also part of you're bearing witness to the addiction here. This is also part of it. You know, I'm arguing with an algorithm, basically. A stupid algorithm that doesn't know how to refuel strategically. Yes, that's what it's come to. This is about to be finished. Do we have any more major traffic incidents? No, we don't. Very good. Then we should see if we couldn't get some more, let's see here, mod. Bench. The MiG-21. Should we have an AK-47 right in the thing here? I don't know. I'm not sure that's a good. Well, actually, but yes, we are going to have an AK-47 in here in the park. I feel it has the right scale to fit quite nicely. And the amphitheater is ready. No staff nor visitors, but still, there it stands. And the little red star on top of it as well. That's pretty nice. You see, when you have it like this, when you have like a million construction offices set up all around and you have all the resources that you need for this readily available, then, you know, the construction aspect of this game is pretty fun. You see, construction was running without issues. But there comes another concrete truck and then it runs without issue for a while again. It's a good thing that we have many of these. And you're going somewhere else though. Yeah, that's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Oh, the hospital is done, and we should get we should not get ambulances in here, not until we have staff, because ambulances will go out even if there isn't any staff at the hospital, and that is, you know, that causes death, regrettably. But I think there was like 12 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 11, 10. Yes. And we head over to... It's easy to find this place. Right. Somewhere around here there should be plenty of road vehicle depots, but I don't have so much to look with around here. Here they are. And you know, this is what we're doing. It's full now. Yes, we're putting it in the next one here. Yes, there we have it. Very good. Very good. Yes, more. Yes, more. Any more? I don't know. That's ambulances for the hospital. What else is that we could build? I mean, we haven't built the stock headquarters of the Communist Party. I mean, why not at this point? That is a university, I believe. Headquarters of the Communist Party. Yes. Where would you like to live? You are too big to fit in here. You can be out here. Here, I feel it's a very good place for you. Like here, maybe. Or you can have... which is the front of this building? Does it have a front? Well, this certainly looks like it had the entrance area. Yes. So we should have that line up here. For some reason. Yes, and that's ruined the thing. Also for some unknown reason, but that's what it did. We can pull off a street here and do it like that. In here, though, we do need a little bit of a little bit smaller things, maybe. School. It's very small. Cooling tower. There's not really a use for a cooling tower here. Conveyor pipe engines. We don't need that much neither. Mine. Not really. Hospital. Pub. Yes. A kiosk beer. A kiosk beer. I feel there should be a beer kiosk at the park, you know. Wouldn't that be lovely service to offer? Sell like really cheap beer right here at the back of the amphitheater, if it could be allowed, and it could. Sell. We don't even sell, we give it away. That's what we do. Free beer. At the park, you know, and the public restroom is just done, so I mean, go nuts and have at it. Yes, indeed. Go nuts and have at it. I suppose so. Yes, I suppose so. Is there anything else that we have here? We have... yes, ambulances will make it here eventually. Could we build something else? A fire station. We have a fire station, but is this a... No, that's a smaller fire station. If anything, we would want something enormous. I think there is one in the workshop, but I haven't subscribed to it. City Hall we've been through. Construction office, not very interesting here. Power plant. Should we build a large coal power plant right here? Maybe. And train some coal in and burn a bit of coal right here. Right about here. It would be pretty fitting to have right next to the palace of the Soviet, wouldn't it? To have it in their backyard rather than someone else's. Maybe not. Maybe not. But they should definitely have gas stations. I mean, the XXL is the only one to have, isn't it? And this is a one-way thing. I don't think that this will be very efficient, but this is what it will be. Would you even fit in here, maybe? I think that you could fit in here. Somewhere, like here, it could fit. But there is public transport available. Maybe you could fit through here. That would do wonders for traffic flow. Or not. And what else then? Cargo station. No, not Well, we could have a, why not have a train museum up here? Come think of it. Yes, we have quite a few plans in mind here, apparently, for the moment. Yes, Hubris is the title of this intended, at least to be the title of the episode. It might change. It's very rare that I have the title whilst doing it here, but this time I had a clear intent, and it was building out this Hubris area. And don't tell me that I did the same mistake. No, I did not. Like that, and the rail yard, this railroad, is over here. We have something. Yes, we could even go both ways if we wanted to. Oh, this is going to be exciting. It is actually going to be quite exciting. We need to hook this up to things like here, and let's do this too. Why not? There we have it, and here, railway. Yes, railway. We're going out there. All of these, we intend to join up to one single point somehow or other. Like so, and like so. If you could do this, but apparently you could. That's one of them. Then we continue here. No. Then we continue here then. I think there are better ways of doing it than what was just done there. If we dragged it out, for example, for a bit, that might be one way of doing it. Yes, we're going to have a rail museum out here. Of course. Why would we have it anywhere else? I don't know. But this is where it might end up. Or something will end up here. Yes, and then you can, this is not really, doesn't look connected to me that much. There you go. That's not completely right, maybe, but it's close enough. Yes, it is close enough. Would you come there? That's all that done, and now we just need to, both join these together and get it out there and through this medium voltage thing we've got going on here. I think we could manage to thread it out. Could we even? Yes, we could. Should we do this as a... Let's see here. I think we should try and do this a bit cleverly, such that it will cause a minimum of traffic interruption. Right, that means getting a bit of a queuing space in here. And I think we could do that. Because then, you swing around this way. Like so. And you swing out the other way. Like something like that. Yes, like something like that. In fact. I think that pretty much Auto settle it. 24 million in railroad. Right, one there and one there. This may be too far away to be picked up by a construction office, but at least most of this stuff will be picked up by the Husqvarna construction office. I cannot think that it would be in any other... No, Stockholm Rail Construction Office. Yes, it's still called the wrong thing. Out here, we are obviously having some equipment for citizens in the form of a fire station. And still no residential. Nope. Don't want any people around here. This is just for show. Well, we do want people in the park, for example. We do want people all around here to hang out. But they are not that much for hanging out. And they could hang out by the oil field. Why not? That is very polluting. The oil field. Yes, it is. What are we now? We are at 51 minutes about. So I think it's time to wrap this up. Should we... Is there anything else we could build here while we're at it? We have plenty of education, plenty of hospital. We don't have anywhere for people to shop. But that's more like, that's different stuff. What we should get is a few of these, particularly out here. Could imagine we could do a pollution monitoring station. It could be nice to know what's going on out here in the oil field. If you could, yes, thank you. And somewhere around here, we could have one in the park. Yes, and then one out here. I want to make sure that we're keeping tabs on the pollution here. That ought to do it. Have the ambulances arrived? Yes, they have. Or they are just arriving. And just to realize that we're out of fuel. We need to go and refuel. Isn't it so? So it is. So it is. Right. Let's see here. Not enough accountants and officers to show the stats. That's it's going to remain that way, and it doesn't really matter, because there are really not that many people in here. There are like none. In fact, there are none. In fact, there are in fact none. Right. Was there anything else that we wanted to do or deal with or other some such around here? Well, yes, there is one thing, and I wonder what we get for one of these if we sell it, because this is a brand new vehicle. So, and I suppose if we just were to do this, go. Go. No. How the hell do you deliver this to a customs house then? You figured it out. Yes, this will be the end of this one. Find something to ride us out on. So we have $972 million now. We'll see what we get for this. If it is possible to sell for dollars, maybe it's not. Could you move it along, maybe? I don't suppose you could. Yes, but if I cannot take it, you can go to the Soviet wars then later on, if you want to. But I hope that this will have the effect of selling it as a new vehicle onto the market. Yes, there we go. Take it easy now. So yes, this is the addiction for you. And one could think at this point, I built so many things and even constructed them from the ground up, all of it, except for a few key resources in the very early beginning, in the 1970s. Yes, since then everything has been self-built. Why do you keep coming back to this? I don't know. That's the definition of an addiction, I think, that you might not necessarily want it, but still you do it. Is it not so? I think there is some sort of logic to that sense is the ship is sailing off into the sunset. Yes, it is actually sailing off into the sunset. Although it is not going to make it until the end of the track. Could we speed it along maybe a bit? And there we have it, sailing off into the sunset. And almost timed it to the music as well. Let's see here now what happens. $972 million. It is still a brand new ship, right? Yes. Would you please make it to the edge of the world already? Well, now it is sailing off into the sunrise, and there it goes. And that paid like $100 million maybe or something. We can have a look here. Yes, just about $100 million actually is what it paid. And what would it cost to buy? It is not available for dollars, is it? It's available for rubles, so I suppose the exchange rate is not that great. No, the exchange rate is pretty bad. That's what it is. I'd have to say it's a bit disappointing, but that's how it is. $100 million or 400 something million rubles. Well, maybe it sounds about right, considering where we are with the economy and everything. But that's it, difference. This place will be continued to be built out. I don't suppose I'll be able to shake this addiction any day soon. It's the 31st of March of 2033. It's the longest I've ever done a playthrough. And it's almost all of it is recorded here, documented. Yes, for study of the humankind, of the human condition. This is one human condition, addiction to a computer game. And because I'm not talking about this thing in the can, even though you can certainly be addicted to that as well. But that's not the problem. No, this is... But there we have it. Dear friends, thank you so very much for watching. And good night.